In this video, you are going to learn how hackers, spammers, and social engineers can spoof their email address pretending to be anybody they want. Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Saad from CyberSudo. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and follow us on social media for more hacking content. Now, please keep in mind that this video is only made for educational purposes and I'm not responsible of any misuse of what's going to be explained in this video. Email spoofing is a technique that is used to trick users into thinking that they are receiving a genuine email from somebody they know. Somebody like a friend or a coworker or a family member or a trusted company like Google, Apple, and Microsoft. Now, email spoofing is used by hackers as a delivery method to deliver backdoors or malwares or malicious files to end users. It's also used by spammers to send spam emails, and these emails could be a scam store, or once you click on the URL you're going to be redirected to a scam web page, or it could be used by social engineers, and once they send an email address you click the URL, you will be redirected to a phishing page that looks like the exact same page of a well-known website like Facebook, Instagram, or Microsoft, etc. Now, by spoofing the email address, the hacker or the spammer will increase the likelihood of clicking on a URL or downloading a malicious file. Now, before you do email spoofing, I highly recommend you gather information about your target. For example, information such as friends, co-workers, in which company the person works, and the CEO of the company, etc. Because if you want to spoof your email, you probably need to spoof your email as his friend or family member or someone they know, so that they can click the URL or they can download the file, for example. Now, I have a playlist called Advanced OSINT on my channel if you would like to check it out to learn more about open source intelligence. Now, for example, let's say that you are targeting someone called John Smith. So before you target this person, you need to gather information about this person, and the information, as I said before, are going to be something like his friends, family members, where he works, the co-workers, the CEO of the company, etc. So once you gather information about this person, you need to spoof your email address, right? So you spoof your email address pretending to be someone he knows, like friend or a co-worker, etc. So if you are a co-worker, you want to spoof your email address and pretending to be the co-worker of John Smith. You send an email saying, hey, could you please help me checking out this new project that I've made, etc. Or you can send an email address pretending to be the CEO of the company and say, this URL doesn't work, could you please check whether it works on your device or on your machine or not. Now, sending the URL as an authority figure like the CEO of the company or from the bank or the ISP company will increase the likelihood of clicking the URL. Now, what we are going to do in this video is that we are going to set up an SMTP server that will allow us to send any email address from anybody to anyone we want to their inbox. So it's not going to be flagged or labeled as spam. It's going to be redirected to the inbox folder. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's start our video. Now, here is the email address we are targeting. It's a new email that I have created just to show you a demonstration on how we can perform email spoofing. Now, the email address is called sadsaraj29@gmail.com, and please keep in mind, before you try to spoof your email address, you need to gather information about this particular user, because if you just send a random email saying please check out this URL, it's going to be very suspicious and the user would not click on the URL. But if you send the email as the CEO or as a family member or someone that Saad knows, then there is a high chance that Saad will actually open the URL. And to prevent yourself from these spoofed emails, I highly recommend that once you get an email address that says that you need to open this URL or check out this project or this page doesn't work, please check if this page works on your PC, etc. I highly recommend you go and call this person and check whether he sent this email or not. So this is our target email address. You need to gather information about this particular user before performing this attack. And there is a playlist on my YouTube channel called Advanced OSINT if you would like to know more about OSINT and how you can perform advanced OSINT techniques. Now the second thing you want to do is that you want to create an SMTP server which will allow us to send a spoofed email. Now we are going to create an account, or I have already actually created an account on SendInBlue. So just go to SendInBlue and create an account. Creating an account is very simple. You just have to add your email address and password. Once you add them, you will have to confirm your email address, and then you need to add your phone number. It has to be correct because there will be a code that will be sent to your phone so that you can activate your account. Once you activate your account, you need to log in, and I have already logged in. So after you log in, you're gonna get exactly the same as this. What you want to do is you want to go to your this right menu and then click on SMTP and API to get your credentials. Then click on SMTP, and then you need to copy these credentials, the server, port, and login email address, and the mastery password, which is this one. Now I've already copied this information. Here are the information. I need to put them in my Kali. So let me open the leaf pad. Here are the credentials. Now the next step is we want to use a tool on Kali called Send Email, which will allow us to send an email address using an SMTP server we possess, and this will also allow us to send an email address from anybody we want. So we want to open the terminal, and using this tool is very simple. So let me open the terminal and increase the font size. Let me put this here, and I'm gonna say send email and hit enter to view the options that we can set. So the first one, which is very important, is -F to specify your or the sender address. And we have the -T to specify the target or the person that you want to send the email address to, or the destination email address. And then the -U for the subject, -M for the message, -S to specify the server, which is this one, including the port. And we also need to specify the username and password, because this will allow us to use our SMTP server to send a phishing email or a spear phishing email. Now the cool thing about SendInBlue is that it will send your email address to the inbox and not to the spam folder, which will increase the likelihood of someone clicking on the URL. So using this tool is very simple and easy. I'm just gonna type the name tool or the name of the tool, and then I'm gonna specify -XU, which is the user, and the user is our email address. And then I'm gonna specify the password -XP. So I'm gonna copy the password, add it here, and then I'm gonna add the SMTP server, which is by adding the -S. And then I'm gonna add colon, and then the port number we wanna use, which is 587, and this is all provided in the SendInBlue page. And then I'm going to add -F, which is gonna be the sender address or the address that we want to spoof the email address. So I'm gonna say -F and then add double quotes. And then I'm gonna say the email address is gonna be john.smith. Of course, this is gonna be different for you if you are targeting someone. After you perform OSINT on this particular person, you wanna know his friends, his co-workers, the CEO of the company he works in, etc., so that you know from which address or from which sender email address you have to send your email from. So the next thing is we want to specify the target email address or the email address that we want to send the email address to by adding -T and then the target email address. And as we said before, the target email address is this one. So I'm going to copy it and paste it right now. And then we want to specify the subject, which is going to be called checkout my new project. The next thing we want to specify is the body or the message we want to send. And I'm going to say, hi Sad, could you please check out the new project that I've created under this URL. So that's it. And let me explain the command again if it's not clear. So first of all, we have said send email, which is the name of the tool. We specified the email address of our SMTP server, its password, and the SMTP server we want to send the email from. And all of this information we got from our account by going to the SMTP credentials, and then the -f to specify from which email address we want to send the email from, or the spoofed email address, which is going to be called John Smith. In your case, you want to add the person that Sad Siraj actually knows so that he can click on the URL. And then the -t is for 2, I believe. And here we want to add the email address of our target, -u to add the subject, and -m to add the message, which is, hi Sad, could you please check out my new project I made on cybersudo.org, which is actually my website. But of course you can add the URL of your phishing page or the malicious file. Now I'm going to say enter, and you can see that the message has been sent successfully. Now let me check my email address. And as you can see, we've got an email to the inbox from John Smith and says, check out my new project. I click on it and it has, hi Sad, could you please check out my new project I made, and then the URL. Now you can see that here's the email address. It's from johnsmith@gmail.com. So we were able to spoof the email address. And the only downside is, which I think is not a big downside, but I think it's a notification that this email address is sent from sent in blue, which you don't see in the regular email address. So if John Smith sent me an email, I would not see the sendinblue.com here. But this is okay since it came to the inbox, and this is his email address, and this is the text, and everything is it's very legit except for this. Now the next thing we want to do is that we want to change this john.smith because it looks suspicious. For example, when Google send us an email, we see Google community, or when sendinblue send us an email, we see sendinblue or the name of the sender, but we do not see the first part of the email address. For example, if we checked the email address of Google, you can see it's called Google Community Team, no reply at google.com. And we don't see this in here. So what we want to do is that we want to change the from, or the name of the spoofed email, so that we can get only John Smith. We don't get this john.smith. And to do this, we're going to use the exact same thing like here. But this time, let me delete my email address here so that we don't get duplicates. So what we want to do is that you want to use the exact same command, and let me clear the window first. We want to use the exact same command, and then we would like to add an option which is called -o message header, and then equal, and then double quotes from column, and then we want to add John Smith, and then the email address of the target within two bigger and smaller signs. So we have the tool name and then the credentials. This is our SMTP username and password and the server that we want to use. This is the spoofed email that we want to use, and we want to send it to this email address. This is the subject, and this is the message. And what we want to add is the message header, and we want to say from John Smith, and then we want to add the exact same email that we have spoofed, which is johnsmith@gmail.com, within two bigger and smaller sign like this. And then we want to end it with a double quotes. So let us send an email, and you can see that it's sent successfully. Let's open the inbox and wait for it. And as you can see, we have got John Smith and the first letter is big, is a capital letter, and the first letter of the last name is also capital letter. When we click enter, you can see that it's johnsmith@gmail.com via sendinblue.com, but we get the name of this person. Now you can see that this is the old email address. It's called john.smith. So it's called john.smith@gmail.com. This is the name of the person, but here we get only the name of the person, which is John Smith, and then his email address. So you can see our email address, and this is the subject, and his name is John Smith, and this is his email address. This is very just like Google. For example, when we go here, you can see first of all we get the name of this account, and then we get the email address of this account. So that's it for this video. We have learned how we can create an SMTP server and use it to send a spoofed email to the inbox of our Gmail. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and follow us on social media for more hacking content.